Hi, guys. Welcome to Purity Passion, where we inspire and enjoy life. So, welcome back, where we have some lovely universal messages, some angel messages, some crystal messages. So, what is coming in for you next? Um, are you following your inner spirit? So, let's find out. What does the universe have to tell you? So let's start out with the Sacred Rebels. And the first card that we pulled is the Listening for Truth. So it's this woman with this seashell, and she's listening to this conch shell. And she's like, what is the vibration of what the message is the universe trying to tell me? So I'm going to set this lovely card here for you to look at, and I'm going to get the message. Listening for the truth. Truth speaks to us constantly, but not always in words. It may communicate through a feeling that is hard to put into words, but brings into explicable sense of peace, trust, and the knowledge that somehow everything is going to work out perfectly. Even if there is a little evidence of how it is all going to happen, you are being asked to listen for the truths beneath the words rather than the superficial message of the words themselves. This is especially true for the communication of those around you, the press, the newspapers, and the mass media. You will begin to hear fear in the words and actions of those around you, even as they preach love. Listen deeper, listen for the truth. This oracle comes with a message of truth for you. You are hearing something that is not being said, and what you are hearing is truthful. You may feel as though you are the only one that is really ready to hear it or see it. Perhaps you have been working in a situation or loving in a relationship where truth is constantly denied. We live in a world where truth is frequently avoided out of fear, what it might reveal. At the basis of such actions, consciously or not, is a deep sense of unhealed, toxic shame. If you or someone else is fearful that the truth will expose rather than free and heal, then some personal healing is required. It is time for letting go of old wounds in favor of a greater sense of self love and acceptance. You are being asked to love yourself enough to honor the truth, even if you feel you are the only one doing so. Sacred rebels need truth like lungs need oxygen. Truth keeps the energy of life flowing through the rebellious heart. Lies dampen the spirit of the sacred rebel. Even if those with less awakened hearts fear the truth, you must not turn away from it. Don't resent this state of affairs. Perhaps your job is to show that the truth can be witnessed even when many may want to hide from it. What others do is always their choice, but through your honorable deeds done with integrity, you will be set free no matter what the outcome. You are a truth seeker. Never deny or try to quiet this down to make others comfortable. You are meant to be an agitator at times, even though you don't have to confront people to do it. You don't necessarily have to say a word, though sometimes you will. Often you will agitate in the most loving sense by unveiling the truth simply through your knowings. Hold compassion for the truths you behold. Do not use them as knives to cut another or yourself with harshness, but as the clear insight that allows one to loosen the knots that bind simply by knowing which thread to gently tug. This oracle brings you guidance. If you have not been worn down and depressed by the lies, gossip, deceit, or backstabbing going on around you, don't fret. Get out in nature and spend some time communing with the infinite, healing with one to come to you now. No matter how many times, in how many ways, or by how many tongues untruth is spoken, you know in your sacred rebellious heart. The truth is your connection to the living truth of life itself. Don't give up. Just open up to healing and know the truth is always eventually prevails. Healing process. Place your hand very lightly at the front and the back of your throat and say, I now release all vows of silence I have never made consciously or not. I now release all lies, deception, painful words, spoken or unspoken, that are affecting my ability to clearly know and speak my truth. I am held in unconditional love with protection and grace. So be it. You have finished your healing process. You might like to say something true just to anchor it. How about within me, beyond all that rises and falls, only truth remains. Ooh, I love that. Sacred Rebels. That is some deep stuff right there. So, what does all of that mean exactly? Just to start off with that. So, listening to your truth. So, guys, we are in a time of crisis. Ukraine is at war. Innocent lives are being taken. And it's just where can we find more joy in our inner peace in our everyday lives? And how can we be our best selves, right? How can we be our best selves and be happy and healthy? So, this was just a very special message, essentially saying, like, what makes you happy? Who are you? And tap into that inner soul. So, what is next? So we're going to go to the Create Abundance card here, which is Archangel Michael. And it's got a bunch of dollars on it and a swimming pool, it looks like to me. So it says Create Abundance at the top here. Archangel Michael is at the bottom showing up when I shuffled these cards. So create abundance. What does that mean? So how do we create more abundance in our lives? How do we make our lives richer, right? How do we get richer in our mind, body, and soul? So we're going to go to the Ask the Angels Oracle cards by Melanie Beckler, which we love. Hi, Melanie. Thank you so much for this lovely deck. We love you so much. So create abundance. Archangel Michael. When you want more abundance in your life, when you want more, shift your thinking not to how can something outside of you align this into your being, but how can you create more? Give more and offer more value to the world, to humanity, and to the collective. For in offering value and creating something that benefits all, you are rewarded with all the abundance you ever would want and seek. Creating is your birthright as a spiritual being in human form. Creating is essential to align with the fulfillment you seek in this life, for creating is the path of growth. Creation requires you to put yourself out there, to push beyond your ego, which says you cannot, to follow promptings of your heart and your intuition, to manage your creativity and potential of your ideas into being. Creating, being creative speaks not all and not only to painting or being an artist or expressing in this way. It is fine if you do these things, if these stir the passions of your heart and this is what inspires you, but there is much more to creation in the process. There is much more than being creative. Being a creator speaks to the creative process present with avenues of life, all colors and shades, facets, and expression. Through the present moment awareness, you are able to understand, experience that which brings you passion and fulfillment. Your joy and your love and your passion act as a guidance system in this life, aligning you with areas to create within, areas which will serve all, which will reward you, which will empower others, which will hold value for the present time, for the collective consciousness, for humanity, for all beings. As you create value, you are compensated justly. A crystal recommended here is to help create abundance is citron. So if you are into crystals, which we are definitely going to get into the crystal deck in a little bit here, we'll check that out, the crystal grid deck. So I pulled some cards from out of this lovely, lovely deck of many crystals by Grace Duong. So we will definitely check that out in addition to Citron. So create abundance. Archangel Michael is coming through with that lovely card. So the next message is behind that. Should we get into the crystals? Let's do the crystals last. So the next message is I surrender to a power greater than me. So it's a butterfly in this circle here. It's a blue butterfly, by the way. It's actually black with like blue in the background. But anywho, so butterfly in a circle. I surrender to a power that is greater than me. Circle of life. So this is from The Universe Has My Back deck. Gabrielle Bernstein, as we love her. So surrendering is the biggest part of your spiritual journey. If you're on a spiritual journey, if you feel compelled or called to one, or any journey really, is surrendering to a power that is greater than yourself, because sometimes you're so called to something that no matter what you do in your life, it will just call. It's like Jumanji. Just watch the movie Jumanji. If you are experiencing something that is stalking you in your life, if there's a sign or synchronicity that you keep running into, that is the universe telling you that you should do that. So the next message is, thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perceptions so that I can see what is the highest good. So the universe will pull you in directions for your highest good if you pray for that. I certainly do. I prayed to Jesus, God, Mary. I was raised Catholic. That's how I started out. And then I was like, I don't really believe in this stuff. I'm not really into religion. Religion's kind of lame. I was like not really going into church. Like I didn't find that to be fun. Repetitive prayers seemed really monotonous to me and not fun. So later in life, I just realized like when bad things happen, you can either think positively or negatively, and you can go down a spiral of either way, of either an uproar of positivity or in downward spiral. So it's really your choice of how you collect your thoughts and how you organize your emotions and how you feel things and comprehend and how you decide to cope with them. Totally your choice. Totally your choice. How you think and feel. You have the choice, people. So you hold the power to your thoughts. So just know that. You can choose to feel happy or sad, regardless of what the situation is. So, on that note, we are going to go to the next deck, which is the Moonology deck, Oracle deck by Yasmin Boland. So, this lovely card represents holding your vision, and it has a fixed moon on it. So this has a pretty deep meaning behind it. This is a bunch of mountains right here, and it's just this beautiful half moon right here. And it has hold your vision. So if you have something that you have been pondering in your heart for quite some time, a few things maybe, what is your spirit telling you? What is your inner spirit telling you, essentially? Hold your vision. There are two main possibilities with this card. The first thing is that you need to stand firm in whatever situation that you're in. The second is very different interpretation, is that something is stuck. That could well be referring to the situation you're asking about. If that's the case, have a think about what you can do to grease the wheels so that events move forward. Are you being stubborn? If so, that's great, because if you really want things to change, there's a solution. Stop digging your heels in. Be the one to break the deadlock. With two interpretations for this card, interesting, it's up to you to decide what's going on, which meaning applies to you. This offers up a chance for some self-reflection, guys. So, attuned to the moon. Yes, just say the word a lot and see how it feels. So instead of being negative, or instead of saying the same old thing that you normally say every time, whatever that may be for you, say yes or say something different. Maybe you say yes too much. Maybe you overbook yourself. Maybe you are so quick to give the shirt off your back to somebody who needs it. And you're just like, I will do. Sometimes you have to set boundaries, right? So make sure you say yes and be positive if that is comfortable for you. Additional meanings for this card is staying powerful, staying in power, faith, or patience are needed. Someone needs to back down, avoid stagnation. A personal or professional relationship will be enduring. So the teaching here is in astrology, there are three quadruplicities: the cardinal, the fixed, and the mutable. The fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. The fixed signs can be stubborn, so anything that's just starting as you draw this card may well last longer. Remember, we each have all the star signs in our chart, our birth charts in astrology. It's just the way the astrological wheel works, so there's no judgment when we say that while it's admirable how much staying power the fixed signs have, they can also be abstinent. So, That is a fun message from the Moonology Oracle, which we will be visiting in the near future. So let's get back to the lovely crystal deck that I was referring to earlier. So crystals have magical powers, whether you want to believe it or not. It's how you channel them, how you use them, and your belief system behind them. So let's get into the first crystal, which is this lovely orange crystal here, the tiger's eye. The tiger's eye is courage, optimism, and power. A courageous and brave stone, tiger's eye, motivates you to show up as your best self, dispelling any fear and doubt in your path. Known as the shapeshifter, tiger's eye embodies healing energies from both the earth and the sun, drawing optimism towards you while also grounding you in reality. Call on the warrior inside of you and pursue your ambitions with laser focus. With confidence, strength, and power, tiger's eye helps break through any blockages that stand in your way. Activate the warrior inside of you. Leo, Capricorn, Sun. Tiger's eye, courage, optimism, power. So that is the first crystal. I love these crystal cards. I just feel awesome. They're just so beautiful. I don't know what it is. So this is the next one. It is a pink and white crystal. It is Bixbite. So Bixbite is timing is everything. Timing, action, and change. Bixbite couldn't be truer when they say timing is everything. Bixbite has an impeccable knack for the right timing and can encourage you to try new things. Try Pilates, guys. I love it. Solid core. Do it. Pursue an opportunity or change anything that needs an update. Bixbite opens the connection between your base chakras and your heart chakra and infuses you with unconditional love and love yourself for others. Bixbite encourages energy expressed as action, movement, and progression to move toward true alignment between you and your soul. Update what's outdated with joy and recharge your life. Aries, Taurus, and Moon. Yay! So there's that one. And the next one is Wolfenite. Journey. Let's see here. Journey past soul contracts. The journey has only begun. Wolfenite can travel through your past, present, and future and opens up communication with the spirit world. It also aids in the past life recognition, helping you to see soul contracts that you've made in this lifetime, facilitating the karmic reunion and completing a cycle once the lesson has been learned. Wolfenite is a powerful past healing, life healing stone, resolving any issues that need to be faced and regaining magic lost in past lives to be used here and now. Sagittarius and Venus in Mars. So there is that crystal there. And just to leave on a lovely positive note, we will get our handy dandy and sparkle positive affirmations. What is coming for you next? What is coming for you next? And are you listening to your inner spirit? Ooh, all right. 2 messages. I am the master of my abundance. I create my own reality. You create your thoughts. Think positive ones. The more positive ones that you think, the more positive things will come to you. Abundance is about being rich with or without money. Susie Orman. Susie Orman. She's a billionaire. She knows what she's talking about. Okay, and one message fell on the floor here. Let me grab this lovely message. All right. I choose not to criticize myself or others around me because that takes energy. And why would we focus on that? That's negative. Don't talk about other people. Focus on yourself and enhancing your own life, unless you're trying to help somebody. Be an encourager. The world has plenty of critics already. Dave Willis. Thank you, Mr. Dave. And on that note, we hope you loved this lovely message from the universe and hope you got something out of it. Just know that you all rock. You rock, you rock. Bye, guys. Peace. Have a great day. Peace and love. Joy to the world.